Hey, it's me, Ken Pfalzgraf, Acton, Agua, Dulce Unified School District Board of Trustees, doing my monthly summary video, this time February 2017. Hey, new month means new hairdo. Look at this one, pretty spiffy, huh? Yeah, I thought so too, till the other day when I went through the drive-thru. I pull up to window 1, where the person that taking my order at the box says to me, "Hey, your hair looks nice." Yeah, I thought it sure does, don't it? And then she says, "What'd you do, comb it today?" What? At my age, I don't have a lot left, sweetie, so you don't mess with the Elvis flip. And you know what? I don't need your fashion tips. I just need you to focus on making sure I get that senior citizen discount on that number, whatever it was I ordered. This is upsetting me. You know what? You're lucky my little Tammy just loves your mama, because if she didn't, I'd be really upset. But I'm still upset. So the only way you can make up for this is when you get older. You're going to vote for me. That's right. You're going to vote for me. Next, I want to talk to you a little bit about Senate Bill 415. This bill seeks to align local elections, like our own school board election, with major state and national elections. So what does this mean to our local school board election? Well, it could mean that some people have their term extended for 1 year, like me. 1 year with no voter process. What do you think about that? One of the newspapers is already reporting that myself and another board candidate did not object to extending the terms for a year. Wait a minute. How would you know that? I didn't even vote on this yet. What do I think about that? Well, it might not be too cool. In the first place, I only won by 6 votes. I hope them people still like me and would vote for me again. Next, I was voted in under a special election for a period of 1 year, and everybody knew that. Why would you want to align these elections? Well, a couple reasons. First off, on the big state elections or national elections, you get great voter turnout, and which is unlike typical small elections where people go to a room or somebody's garage or whatever it is, and then it's, oh, 3 votes for this guy. Oh, here's another one for Pfalzgraf, right in the trash can. Yeah. So for me, just to extend my own term under those circumstances might not represent the interest everybody wants. For example, I haven't checked with Tommy Lee, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, or the people that have button-making businesses, or those newspapers that want to run full-page ads for my opponents for free while I'm charging. I certainly wouldn't want to mess that up now, would I? So you might want to keep an eye on this one. You might even want to send your board members an email to say, hey, I don't like this, or it's okay, or whatever, but I'm going to have to recuse myself from this vote. And then they can report that in the newspaper. So that's it from me on Senate Bill 415. I'm not sure what the rest of the board's going to do. We'll just wait and see. It's not like I'm going to be out campaigning already or anything. Howdy, partners.
Ladder.
Check.
EP safety harness.
Check.
Military grade high altitude survival gear.
Check.
Oxygen mask.
Check. You're probably asking yourself, hey, Pfalzgraf, what is this all about? It's about that big, huge new boardroom we moved into in our first meeting in February. And believe me, it's big.
How big is it?
It's so big. And it's tall.
How tall is it?
It's so tall that Shaquille O'Neal is afraid. And it's high. Really high.
How high is it?
It's so high, I can see what Jack and the Beanstalk saw. So, we've taken what used to be a library, a kindergarten room, and a first grade room with all the amenities necessary to service those children and turn it into some grandiose boardroom and some executive cabinet office space. I don't get this. Nor do I get all these charter schools, they're supposed to be Acton school, like 5 of them. It took me a month to get the addresses, and then I go on a tour and there's one there that's real, there's one there that's got a shelf, and 3 empty rooms that people are renting. I don't get that. Well, maybe I do get it. Maybe it's part of that plan to make our school look so full that our charter partners have to locate somewhere else, and we can run up even more lawsuits. You know what I think? I think this boardroom and all these grandiose offices are almost as big as the ego of the person that needed to build them. Bye-bye. Okay, let's talk about something serious. You know, as public education becomes more competitive, it's kind of like a successful business. A successful business has its market share based on the quality of its product. And I've said many times, especially in my campaign, I'm concerned about the brand of AADUSD, how it looks in the greater educational community, how other schools perceive us, how our students perceive us, and how our potential students or students that would look to come here would perceive us. So the quality of a brand is not about throwing some quick money at the wall to see what'll stick, or engaging some new program you heard about it that's the latest educational buzz phrase at a conference or something. It's really about building something in to the culture of your organization that is going to stick with it and make a big difference. Recently, I asked our new superintendent to give me a tour of the campuses. And I'm an operations guy at work. I'm looking for, is something broken? Is something leaking? Is there trash laying around? Is there something that is going to erode confidence in our customers? And those are the kids that go to our schools. Next, I'm paying close attention to what is going to take students away. You know, when I ask kids, why do you leave schools? Why do you leave a public school to go to a charter school? Why do you go to a private school? There's a couple things that keep coming up. But I hear a reoccurring theme of the cultural enrichments are not there. We don't have arts, we don't have this, we don't have the things that take people away from being everyday Neanderthals and give them culture and give them the ability to look and accept diversity and to look for the finer things in life. That's what future education is about to kids that are in elementary and junior high. And next, the worst thing is I was bullied. That's why I left. Bullying. And bullying is not something you can fix by suddenly showing 9th graders an anti-bullying video or having an anti-bullying week and think that that's going to fix it. There is something that has to be built into the culture of your organization from the onset to the end that makes this type of behavior unacceptable. And those are the things I was looking for on my tour. Let's start with the elementary school. When I went there, I asked flat out, what are we doing to make the students acceptant of diversity, and how do we promote civility? What are we doing right now? And I got a surprise answer. There's a counselor that's been brought in that isn't just there to handle a problem kid. Believe me, I was a problem kid. I lived in the principal's office. But what I found out is there are programs into which this counselor goes into classrooms on a regular basis and discusses topics of civility, how to be social, and how to be acceptant of others. And these classes are starting off with the youngest students in elementary school and carrying up through the higher grades. Next, I visited the middle school, and along the same lines, I'm asking, what is here that's going to promote civility and cultural acceptance? And I was shown this new room where there's keyboards that are set up to be played like pianos, and there is a whole room of them. And I found out that that class is mandatory for all the kids. It's not some GATE program or some after-school gifted music program. It is a requirement of the curriculum. Next, I found out that there's a dancing class that is also a required part of the curriculum. So our middle school students are being exposed to music in a way that they're producing it themselves and they're dancing. And then when I visited the high school, I noticed that there was a class of students out patrolling the quad and picking up trash, all kinds of little pieces of trash. So this all adds up to, in elementary school, we're teaching civility, acceptance of diversity. We've got music, arts being introduced into the middle school. And we've got a culture of kids in the high school that are taking ownership of their new school by going around and making sure the campus is nice. It's acceptable to their other students, to the staff that works there, and to visitors. And that's really important to me. So in the middle of my tour, I had the junior high principal, middle school principal come up to me and invite me to, of all things, a ballroom dancing competition. Now, you all know I'm pretty rough, and I come out of the Texas oil fields, and I've never even thought about ballroom dancing. But you know, I went, and I want to end this section with you seeing our kids from the middle school competing in this ballroom dancing competition. I want you to know at the end of it, they won a big trophy in addition to the individual ribbons they won for placing in the dancing competition. But I want you to know that they won a big trophy for being civil and good citizens and being the best of the best when it comes to how you're treating other people, especially the people you're competing against. And I was so proud of that. It made me proud that I sit on the school board.
In love, 'cause they said easy does it every time.
Why am I dressed like this? It's not because I'm the kid from the movie Up.
Squirrel!
It's because I want to give a shout out to the Cub Scout troop of my old unit where I used to be a leader, 578. I very much enjoyed having the opportunity to come to you and talk to you about how local government works. Thanks for inviting me. So let's close out my February 2017 AADUSD School Board Summary video with a reminder that I speak for me, Ken Pfalzgraf, not for the entire school board. And remember, right here, like, dislike, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next month.